In this special video, we'll uncover the secrets and learn about 11 situations where you should remain silent to become wiser and more refined in communication. You'll be surprised by tip number 9, a simple yet incredibly effective secret that few people realize. But before revealing that, let's listen to a short story, an important key to help you grasp the profound lesson from this video. Pay attention to every detail, as it will change the way you communicate forever. In a small coastal town, where gentle waves lapped the shore and sea breezes blew through the rows of coconut trees, there lived an old boat builder renowned not only for his sturdy and beautiful boats, but also for his wisdom in life. He was not just a craftsman, but also a respected teacher. The townspeople often sought his advice, not only on boat building, but also on profound life lessons. One day, a young man full of enthusiasm came to see the boat builder. The young man was loved by everyone for his lively personality and ability to easily connect with people, but deep down he always felt a sense of lack, a yearning to find deeper meaning in life. The old boat builder listened to the young man's story, then suggested a challenge: to work with him in the boatyard for 7 days without saying a word. Each day, as dawn broke, he would share a lesson in silence as they worked. The young man agreed, eager to learn from the old boat builder. Day 1, the power of silence. As the sun rose, the boat builder led the young man to the beach, where he carefully selected each piece of wood, then examined them in silence. Through his eyes and actions, he seemed to convey that silence helps us listen to ourselves and see things around us more clearly. The young man learned to be still and feel the peace from the sound of the waves. Day 2, the value of thoroughness. The next day, as the young man helped him smooth each piece of wood, the boat builder focused on every little detail, removing any scratches that could damage the boat. Through that action, he seemed to say, not everyone needs to see the process you do, just see the results. The young man understood the importance of hard work and discretion in work. Day 3, nurturing positivity. On the sand, the boat builder carefully put the pieces of wood together gently and precisely. He conveyed that good things only flourish when we do everything with love and patience. Looking at the boat builder, the young man recognized the positivity in each of his movements, thereby learning to sow the seeds of love and gratitude in every action. Day 4, selfless generosity. When it came to painting the hull, the boat builder applied each coat evenly, not missing any details. He smiled, as if to say, "Do it with passion without needing anyone to respond." The young man realized that what he did not necessarily have to be recognized by others. Just creating value for this life is enough. Day 5, empathy and understanding. When perfecting every detail on the boat, the old boat builder gently adjusted the pieces of wood to fit, always checking each joint so that nothing was faulty. But don't rush to judge without understanding, he seemed to want to say. The young man understood that before judging something, he needed to put himself in the other person's shoes to truly understand and empathize. Day 6, facing challenges. A piece of wood cracked as they were about to nail it to the hull. The boat builder remained calm and instructed the young man how to repair it, using another piece of wood to replace it. Difficulties should not stop you. Turn them into opportunities to do better, his eyes conveyed. The young man learned not to give up in the face of difficulties, but instead to use them to create something better. Day 7, finding true value. On the last day, they launched the boat into the sea, watching it glide gently over the waves. The old boat builder said, "True value lies not in what you keep for yourself, but in what you give away." The young man realized that what he learned was not just how to build a boat, but also profound lessons about life. After a week, the young man felt he had changed thanks to the teachings of the boat builder. He realized that sometimes wisdom comes not from words, but from actions and silent presence. The young man carried those precious lessons with him, finding peace and meaning in everything he did. This story conveys a message about stillness and appreciating the true values in life. Sometimes we should keep things to ourselves, not because they are secrets, but because it is a way to respect ourselves, respect others, and nurture harmonious relationships. And now, let's continue the journey of self-discovery with 11 things that wise people never say. But first, if you find this video helpful, Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to not miss any future shares. Let's get started. Number 1, silence and anger. Words spoken in anger are like poisoned arrows, inflicting wounds that are difficult to heal on both the speaker and the listener. When reason is obscured by rage, we easily make mistakes, regret, and lose what is precious. The philosopher Seneca once likened anger to a brief madness. At that time, our minds are as if covered by a fog of emotions, making it difficult for us to see the truth, difficult to control our behavior. Silence is the way we pause the inner battle, creating space for reason to return. As Marcus Aurelius said, we have control over our minds, not external events. Silence helps us regain the reins of our emotions, not allowing anyone or anything to disturb the peace within. Imagine our mind as a lake. When still, the lake is clear, reflecting everything clearly. But when anger arises, the lake ripples, the image is distorted, we see nothing but chaos. Silence is the way for the lake to regain its calmness, helping us see through the nature of the problem and find wise solutions. Silence in anger is not weakness, but a manifestation of strength and courage. That's when we choose to confront the monster within ourselves, subduing it with reason and compassion. Every time we choose silence instead of uttering harsh words, we are training ourselves in patience, understanding, and self-control. Always remember, silence is not to hide emotions, but to understand and master them. It is the path that leads us to peace of mind, wisdom, and life. Number 2, silence and success. In the moment of achieving success, when joy and excitement are overflowing, try practicing something seemingly paradoxical: silence. Don't rush to brag, don't be noisy and complacent, but enjoy the results in the stillness of your inner self. According to Stoic philosophy, silence in success is not about hiding joy, but a way for us to appreciate the results, and more importantly, to train the mind to keep ourselves humble and mature. When we noisily boast about success, we easily fall into the trap of fame and arrogance. We forget that success is not the final destination, but just a stop on the journey of self-development. Silence helps us avoid these temptations, helps us keep our feet on the ground, and continue to move forward. Moreover, silence is also a way for us to show respect to others. Not everyone is lucky enough to achieve success like us. Bragging only makes us tactless and can hurt those around us. Silence is the way we share joy in a subtle way, both showing humility and inspiring others. Learn to be silent in success, like a farmer who silently sows seeds, cares for and waits for the day of harvest. True success does not lie in fanciful praise, but in unceasing effort and a humble spirit of learning. Let your results speak for themselves, and continue your journey with a calm and steady mindset. Number 3, silence when misunderstood. Amidst the noise of life, when misunderstood, Stoic philosophy advises us to choose silence, not to accept injustice, but to maintain calmness and clarity in the mind. As Socrates once said, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom." Silence when misunderstood gives us the opportunity to look deeply within, to re-examine our values and beliefs. When misunderstood, we often tend to react immediately, trying to explain and defend ourselves. But in the midst of surging emotions, our words are easily distorted, even making the misunderstanding more serious. Silence at this time is the way we pause the external struggle to return to caring for the garden of the soul. Silence does not mean accepting injustice. It is the way we choose to act wisely and responsibly. Instead of letting emotions dominate, we use reason to look at the problem, find out the cause of the misunderstanding, and find an appropriate solution. Maybe the truth will reveal itself over time, or we will have the opportunity to explain when people are calmer. Silence when misunderstood is also a way for us to practice the Stoic spirit, learn to accept things that cannot be changed, and focus on what we can control, our own thoughts and actions. By letting go of the need to be recognized or understood by others, we free ourselves from the burdens of the ego and find peace within ourselves. Number 4, silence before verifying information. Before sharing anything, take the time to verify the information accurately. Don't let yourself become an unintentional loudspeaker spreading false information, causing confusion and negatively affecting others. Silence when verifying information is an expression of responsibility and respect. It shows that you are a careful person with a high sense of responsibility, not losing the accuracy of information because of the need to express yourself. Silence is also a way for you to protect your own reputation. Avoid being labeled a fake news spreader. Always remember the principle: if you're not sure, don't say it. Before sharing any information, ask yourself, is this source reliable? Have I verified this information? Will sharing this information harm anyone? If you cannot answer these questions with certainty, choose to remain silent. Don't let yourself become a victim of misinformation, and don't inadvertently become a spreader of harmful information. Always be a smart and responsible consumer of information. Silence when verifying information is the way you contribute to building a healthy and reliable information environment. Number 5, silence when talking about your financial situation. Practice the habit of being silent when talking about money, because less talk, more knowledge. Financial discretion not only protects you from potential risks, but also shows sophistication and wisdom in communication. When you brag about your wealth, you inadvertently become a tasty bait for those with bad intentions. Jealousy, envy, even fraud are the risks you may face. Conversely, when you complain about financial difficulties, you are easily underestimated, lose trust from others, and can be taken advantage of in sensitive situations. Financial silence is also a way to protect your relationships. Money matters are often the source of conflicts and contradictions. When you don't mention this, you will avoid unnecessary comparisons and arguments, helping to maintain harmonious and sustainable relationships. Moreover, silence about finances also shows your bravery and wisdom. Wise people often do not flaunt material possessions. They know that human value is not measured by the amount of money in the account, but by personality, talent, and contribution to society. Silence about finances is a way for you to focus on the truly important values and build a good image in the eyes of everyone. Always remember, money is a sensitive matter. Silence about your personal financial situation is a way to protect yourself, protect your relationships, and demonstrate intelligence in life. Number 6, silence when facing rumors about yourself. When faced with rumors about yourself, silence is an expression of inner strength and steadfastness, a noble quality that Stoic philosophy always upholds. Stoic philosophers teach that the value of each person lies not in the gossip of others, but in self-control and how we react to life. Rumors are often just a veil over the truth, subjective opinions and judgments from outsiders. If we choose silence, we choose to keep our minds clear, not allowing ourselves to be drawn into the vortex of gossip and controversy. Silence is the way to maintain peace, a shield to protect the soul from unnecessary disturbances. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The opinions of others are their business, not ours. The words of others do not define us. Instead, our actions and way of life most clearly reflect the nature of each person." When we are silent in the face of rumors, we give ourselves the opportunity to live with true values, without justification, without explanation. It is an expression of calmness, a way for us to demonstrate our steadfastness, knowing how to protect ourselves from meaningless things. In silence, we allow ourselves to self-assess and evaluate, rather than letting others manipulate how we feel about ourselves. This is not acceptance or surrender to rumors, but a way to protect our values, a way to keep our self-esteem from being affected by outside opinions. Ultimately, the wise will realize that no one can disturb inner peace unless we allow them to. It is in this silence that we find our true strength, calmness, clarity, and steadfastness to live a life not dominated by things beyond our control. Number 7, silence and failure. When faced with failure, silence is a way for us to maintain our composure and regain balance, a valuable quality in Stoic philosophy. Stoics view failure as a natural part of life, an opportunity to practice patience and calmness. Instead of reacting hastily or blaming ourselves, Silence allows us time to reflect, not allowing negative emotions to dominate our thoughts. Epictetus once said, "It is not the things that happen to us that hurt us, but our reaction to them that matters." In silence, we can examine the reasons for failure, learn from mistakes, and focus on what can be improved. Silence in the face of failure is not avoidance, but an act of perseverance and self-respect. It helps us avoid useless criticism from outsiders and instead directs our minds to self-improvement. Like a rower facing a storm, we need to hold the oars steady, be silent and calm to weather the storm, not let ourselves be swept away by meaningless panic. In stillness, we not only have time to see the road ahead clearly, but also develop a stronger inner strength, helping us return to determination and clarity. Failure is not a stopping point, but just a challenging moment, and silence will help us regain the strength to move on. Number 8. Silence when misunderstood. When misunderstood, silence is a choice that demonstrates composure and inner strength, which Stoic philosophy always upholds. The Stoics understand that trying to explain or justify does not always bring the desired results, and sometimes only complicates the situation. Epictetus once said, "We do not control how others think about us, we can only control our own reactions." Silence when misunderstood is not weakness or acceptance of injustice, but a way to keep our souls at peace, away from useless arguments. In that silence, we can look back at everything, understand our true value without needing recognition from others. Let time and action prove instead of using words. Silence is a way for us to maintain self-respect, not letting misunderstandings or gossip from others disturb the peace within. Sometimes, silence is the strongest answer, showing steadfastness and maturity in thought, allowing us to continue on our path without being influenced by misconceptions. Number 9. Silence when facing difficulties. When faced with difficulties, silence is a way for us to create a necessary retreat, helping ourselves not to be swept away by the confusion and pressure of the current situation. In silence, we can listen to the voice from within ourselves, understand our emotions and thoughts, and thereby make wiser decisions. Silence does not mean weakness or passivity. On the contrary, it is an expression of calmness and self-control. It helps us avoid hasty reactions and emotional outbursts, to have time to consider the problem objectively, to look at difficulties from many different angles. When difficulties arise, being silent is also a way to maintain morale, giving us time to absorb and adapt. Difficulties can come from work, family, or relationships, and regardless of the situation, silence gives us the opportunity to focus on ourselves, focus on solutions rather than focusing on negative emotions. Like the water in a lake, when the waves are calm, we can see through to the bottom. Similarly, when the mind is still, we can clearly identify the source of the difficulty and find solutions from within. Finally, silence is also a time to recover and prepare for the next action. It is in those silences that we can accumulate energy, analyze the situation thoroughly, and determine the way forward. Facing difficulties is not easy, but when choosing to be silent, we have chosen for ourselves a persistent and profound path, helping us step by step overcome challenges with more wisdom and courage. Silence not only helps us face the present, but also helps us grow, learn lessons, and prepare for the next difficult journeys of life. In conclusion, the power of silence lies not only in keeping quiet in speech, but also in awareness and inner control in all situations. Silence helps us maintain peace, clarity, and protect our core values in the face of life's storms. The philosophy of Marcus Aurelius reminds us that not everything needs explanation or reaction. Sometimes, silence is the most powerful and profound answer. When we know how to be silent in necessary circumstances, 9 situations in life where silence brings great value, we not only preserve serenity, but also cultivate inner strength, building a more intellectual and balanced life.